Hey everyone, welcome back to the Spiritual Balance YouTube channel and Spiritual Balance podcast. I am back today to talk about the week of June 22nd through June 28th. And the week starts off pretty quiet, which is wonderful because last week was a huge week. We ended off last week with the sun entering Cancer, summer solstice, and Uranus squaring the nodes of fate. So yeah, it was hectic, it was busy, a lot going on. It was a huge week in my life. Yeah, glad to see this one go by, and I'm excited about the week ahead. As we start the week, we are wrapping up with Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. So, Jupiter's been in Cancer for the past year, and Jupiter will enter Leo on June 30th. So, that's next week, not this coming Tuesday, the following Tuesday. So that'll be a huge energetic shift. So Jupiter in Cancer is just really expressing itself. It's really sharing the full embodiment of the sign of Cancer. Jupiter is going to be delivering any information, any goodies, anything that got overlooked in the Cancer part of our charts. This week, Jupiter will be wrapping that up because we will not have Jupiter in Cancer again for 12 years. So yeah, enjoy this last week of Jupiter in Cancer where it's exalted and gear up for Jupiter in Leo next week because that'll be huge. The energy level will skyrocket. I'm excited about that. As we start the week, the moon is waxing. We're building towards the full moon on June 29th. It's a Capricorn full moon. So all week long, we're in the waxing moon phase. And yeah, our emotions are shining more. We're out in the world more. Shine your light. And yeah, enjoy this growing time. It's good to go after your goals and dreams and push things out and like projects and ideas, push them out into the world. So Monday through Wednesday, it's pretty quiet. We don't have any major astrological aspects. Thursday is a beautiful day. We have Venus in Leo in trine with Saturn in Aries. This is a wonderful aspect for relationships and partnerships and finances. It's a great day to ask for a raise or to get your raise. It's also a wonderful time to deepen a committed relationship. Saturn stands the test of time, and Venus is about love, beauty, relationships, partnerships, and money. So it's wonderful for all of these things. So if you want to propose to the love of your life today, it's a beautiful day to do so. If you want to deepen your relationship or commit to your relationship, it's also fantastic for anything like that. Wonderful for making a significant purchase. If there's something that you've been wanting to buy or to replace with your home or wardrobe or whatever that's a little more pricey, Venus and Saturn will help us to make the best decision possible, and whatever we invest our money in will last because Saturn's involved. Later in the evening on Thursday, we have the sun in Cancer in a square with Neptune in Aries. So we've been building up to this square since Sunday, June 21st on the solstice when the sun entered Cancer. So sun-Neptune squares are kind of like foggy, rainy days, whether like out in the world in the actual weather or mentally, just mental fog. Kind of feeling lost. It can make us feel a little drained or depleted, exhausted. So if you're feeling like a little like under the weather, or if you're feeling like it's hard to make a decision or you're just lacking motivation, it could be the Sun Neptune square that's kind of got you feeling a little off kilter. And this energy, it can definitely highlight addictions or people struggling with addiction. So please be careful and keep an eye out for people who struggle with addictions. And this aspect can kind of signify people like falling off the wagon or getting back into destructive patterns and habits. So, check in on your loved ones. If you're struggling yourself, reach out for some help, practice that discipline, lean in on your Saturn, and get the support needed so that you can live your best life. And this is just great energy with the Sun and Neptune. It's great for dreaming. It's great for, dreaming of the future, thinking of what direction you want to go in and play with these thoughts. This is a very creative energy. The squares are asking us to take action on something or can bring up something that we've been ignoring that we need to take action on. Maybe something that we didn't know is coming to light. Sometimes secrets come out when we least expect it. So yeah, that this is kind of the Sun Neptune square. It's not a great aspect, but it does get us moving. It does have us thinking about our vision and what we want to create for our lives. The sun is in Cancer, so that's focused on home and family. We have a big emphasis on Cancer right now because Jupiter's wrapping up in Cancer, as I mentioned. The sun is now in Cancer, and Mercury is in its pre-retrograde shadow in Cancer. Mercury will be chilling here in Cancer for a while. So these themes of sensitivity and nostalgia and feeling emotional, hyper focused on women, children, family matters. So with the sun in Cancer squaring Neptune in Aries, there can be an issue of maybe selfishness or like neglect within the family. So these themes are just coming up right now. So it's just good to be aware of it. Be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others. And yeah, we'll make it through. Try and keep this energy on the higher expression. So this energy can be like creative tensions. So yeah, just get in there, like dance, play, make music, make art. Just use this energy in its higher expression, and that will help us to get through. On Friday morning, we have the sun in Cancer in an in conjunction aspect with Pluto in Aquarius. This is kind of an uncomfortable aspect. In conjunctions are a blindsiding aspect, so it's kind of like a seesaw energy. It requires a give and take for the energy to flow smoothly. The sun in Cancer is warm and nurturing, wants to cuddle and feel safe, while Pluto in Aquarius is a little bit detached and cold, distant. So yeah, it's like we're not getting our needs met. We want to cuddle and someone's ignoring us, basically. So it's kind of a self-soothing aspect, or maybe we just need to unplug from the outer world and take good care of ourselves. So, little rocky day to start the rocky morning as we start the day on Friday. The next big aspect that we have is on Sunday. We have Mars in Taurus in a sextile with Jupiter in Cancer. And this is a goodbye aspect for Mars in Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer. This is the last aspect that they make in these signs that they're currently in. This is a beautiful aspect. It is extremely fertile, growth oriented. Mars in Taurus is about like sticking with something and follow through. Jupiter in Cancer wants to expand whatever it touches. So it's wonderful for if you're trying to have a baby or you want to start a garden or you want a project to get going and to really grow and develop and make life better for people. This is a beautiful time for that. And yeah, it's a great aspect, and it helps to kind of fuel like the end of Jupiter in Cancer. So Mars brings this like masculine follow through and fuel to Jupiter's feminine, sensitive, nurturing energy. On Sunday afternoon, we have Mars entering the sign of Gemini. So this is like the big ingress of the week. It's like the big news of the week, because this week, other than that, it's just pretty quiet, it's pretty low key. Mars will be in Gemini from June 28th until August 11th. So we have a long time with Mars in Gemini. Mars in Gemini is answering to Mercury in Cancer in its pre-retrograde shadow. So here we go again with that Cancer energy really informing Mars. So this makes Mars like mentally acute and mentally focused, but answering to Mercury in Cancer makes it emotional. So it's kind of this mad, sad sort of energy. And so it'll be an interesting Mars and Gemini transit. It's also the first time that we will have Mars in Gemini conjuncting Uranus in Gemini. The exact conjunctions on July 4th, very early in the morning. So this is explosive, big day for the United States as we have our 250th celebration of our independence. So I expect that will be an incredibly volatile weekend. So please exercise caution, avoid large crowds if possible. Kind of lay low on this one because we're going to get rocked. So you pretty much guarantee that you're going to get rocked when you have on such a big day like this, and especially with everything else happening in the world and then having a Mars-Uranus conjunction. So it's like it screams terrorist attack, violent attack. So yeah, watch your back, be careful, hang loose, expect the unexpected. But while Mars is in Gemini, We can get a lot of revelations of the past and past actions, and this is because of the Mercury retrograde coming in. So the Mercury retrograde is like whispering secrets, and Mars in Gemini is spreading the word. Mars in Gemini is definitely about gossip, information, investigative journaling. Mars in Gemini is very smart and fast moving, mentally sharp, witty, quick reflexes, very athletic, great for sports and sporting events. Mars in Gemini can be very bold, verbally aggressive, and loves to debate. It also can be quite harsh and cruel and have cutting words because Mars is the god of war and sharp objects, and Mercury or Mercury sign Gemini is about our words. So a sharp tongue, a cutting tongue. So make sure that if you're going after someone verbally, that they've earned it. So as a Mars and Gemini native myself, I have found that I'll let people get away with a lot, and then once I do let them have it, I find that it's usually well earned. And not that I'm perfect with that, but just something I've worked on over time. But Mars and Gemini speaks its mind. Like you're gonna know where you stand with a Mars and Gemini person. And Mars and Gemini is also very original in its thinking, very independent, loves to problem solve. It can be very accident prone because Mars is trying to move fast. And in Gemini, it's a mutable sign, so it's very changeable, movable. But the issue there is that Mars and Gemini is answering to Mercury in Cancer, about to station retrograde on June 29th. So Mars wants to go fast, Mercury is slowing down, Mercury is the ruler of Mars. So that's, hence the accident prone energy. If we are rushing, if we're trying to push through on something, we're likely to be stopped in our tracks. This Mercury in Gemini time can be very gossipy. So um, just be careful with your words, be careful with your thoughts. Mercury also, or Gemini also rules the mind. So it can be like the god of war and the sign of the mind. It can be a lot of aggression towards ourselves, you know, just beating ourselves up for not being good enough or what we thought that we should be. So really try and be gentle with yourself. Seek mental help or support if you've been struggling. Any thoughts of self-harm or anything, it's really take it seriously right now because with Mars meeting Uranus, people can make rash decisions, rash actions. It can be gnarly. So, please keep an eye on your loved ones, take care of yourself. As far as the gossiping stuff goes, just try and unplug from the gossip. There's nothing wrong with gossiping about, stuff on TV or, TV series or whatever. But just remember that we're all human, we're all going through something. We all have amazing phases of our lives, and we all go through dark nights of the soul. And, we all deserve some grace and, yeah, gentleness with ourselves. So, yeah, so that's pretty much what we have going on for the week. Definitely a more quiet week, some time to kind of sit back and regroup. But once Sunday hits, once Mars enters Gemini, we're gonna blast off. Like things pick up quickly. And next week, the week of June 29th through July 5th, is a huge week. July is like a significant month. We have a lot happening. The tone of the year changes drastically once we get into July. Once Jupiter enters Leo, the tone changes drastically. So, we're kind of wrapping up the first half of the year and the energy of the first half of the year and gearing up for the next, the next 6 months where things go pretty crazy. And, but there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of potential. So it'll be great. But we just got to get through that Mars-Uranus conjunction. I kind of have my eye on that. I'm a little concerned. Most astrologers are keeping their eye on that one. It's a big one, and all the Geminis will definitely be highly activated by that. It's July 4th, the 250th anniversary of the United States or independence of the United States, and the President of the United States is a Gemini. So this is big all the way around. So let's, buckle up, hang on, and see what the universe brings in for us. So I hope you enjoy your week. Take good care of yourself. Remember that We are dealing with Mercury in a pre-retrograde shadow. This is the last week of Mercury moving direct, but it's slow, it's moving slowly. So, you know, do not be in a rush, slow down. Any of these like little warning signs coming up with, pre-Mercury retrograde stuff, like if your tire keeps going flat, go change your tire, get a plug or whatever, because as Mercury goes retrograde, you will get a flat. So it's those kinds of things. That's how we get ahead of the Mercury retrograde drama, is that we pay attention to the warning signs, and Mercury will always give you warning signs. If we're paying attention to that and we're addressing these issues beforehand, the Mercury retrogrades are usually not that crazy. But if you're a mess, if you're hanging loose, if you're blowing things off and, going with the flow like that, then this Mercury retrograde will be challenging. So, yeah, thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.